We're getting Chair Ada is dialing in, so we'll just go ahead and get right into it with Sarah Thomas Nettie Dog, the Democratic Party chair. Just a whole bunch of stuff to ask about, and I guess we'll just start at the beginning. That's always a great place to start. Good morning, Sarah.
Off the day. Hi, everyone. How you guys doing?
All right.
Yeah,
Considering,
rough morning, and let's just start there. Your thoughts, because I know you come from social work background and you rub elbows with a lot of nurses and stuff. So the tragic news yesterday, two COVID-19 deaths, that coupled with our shattering of the record locally for COVID-19 positive cases. So rough night for the people of Guam. Sarah, what's the
very rough.
Democratic Party thinking about this morning?
I think the Democratic Party just nonstop for the last couple of weeks, and it seems more intense, the conversation every day as we see the news, and we become increasingly concerned about the health and safety of our people. I mean, I don't know who would have thought that we would have had 1,100 positive cases as of today, and 9 deaths, and every one of those lives that have been lost to the virus is connected to hundreds of other people, their family, their co-workers, their neighbors, people who depended on them, enjoyed them, had relationships with them. So when I hear this, oh well, guys only had 9 deaths. That's a lot. One is too many. And remember, each one of those persons who have passed away, each one of those people who are suffering right now from the virus, are connected to so many other people that are in their lives. Again, their family, their co-workers, their neighbors. So, you know, as you said, it's been rough. It's been rough because I think that the focus for us is like, what is it that we can contribute together to figure out our way forward? I mean, first and foremost, the health and safety of our people. How can we get that word out? How can we promote it, do a better job of saying to people, please stay home, por favor, stay healthy, and encourage your family to do the same. That's the number one message. And then, whenever we can liaison with other entities who are trying to make decisions, like the Election Commission, their recent decision,
Right.
the Department of Education, their recent decision, people are getting it. It's we're in a very we've said this many times, it's unprecedented times, and it really is. It's not like the way we are on Guam, where we're preparing for a typhoon. And then the typhoon comes, and then it's over, and we do cleanup. And within a week, or usually within a week or a couple of weeks, we're moving forward. This is months now,
Yeah.
and I think that staying power and that resilience that our people are known for is really at a challenge right now. And so we've got to be creative and think of ways in which we can keep our families constructively occupied and to contribute to our communities for ideas on how to stay home, how to keep us, again, productively occupied. And when we do open up, what will we do? So
Right.
that's
Yeah.
that's generally where we're at,
Thank you,
which I
Sarah.
think a lot of our people are at
Yeah.
too.
Well,
Thank
let's
you,
let's
Chris
flip it
and
over
Sabrina.
to Republican Party Chair Tony Ada. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Tony, I guess the same question we just asked Sarah. Republican Party of Guam. What are your thoughts this morning as we sort out two new COVID-19 deaths and 136 new COVID-19 positive cases?
Well, first of all, Chris, Bree, good morning, Sarah. Um,
I told
well, our hearts and prayers are out to all those who have passed by this deadly virus. Uh, but um, and we need to continue to work together to ensure that our families are safe, our community is safe, and working out a plan. And how do we work that plan uh, with government and with the private sector, involving everyone to come out with some type of strategic plan to ensure that when we start getting our lives to back to some type of normalcy, that we do it safely and that we adhere to the guidance that public health has given us, that the recommendations that the governor has set forth or put in place, so that we can live healthy and safe in the days to come, in the months to come, in the years to come. It's going to be a long process to rebuild. It's going to be a long process for to come out and say, well, we can now go to the stores or restaurants without our face masks. We can now go anywhere without our face masks. But until then, we need to take these safety precautions and protect everyone, protect our families and our community at the same time.
Thank you, Tony, for that. Guys, and let's just jump right into the primary election. Do the parties respectively have an official stance about what we should do with this primary election that's happening? Oh, God, look at that, Bree.
Saturday.
Day after tomorrow. Good thing I already voted. Good thing I took this right that I have so serious that I risk catching COVID to go and cast a ballot in this election.
Oh my gosh.
So
Some
that's
of
where-
us
that's where
are
I'm sitting
working
right
and we
now.
didn't have
I
time
know,
to go.
I know. I'm not saying anything, Bree. I'm just saying that, it's a serious right. I mean, I take it serious.
Yeah, and some people were like, maybe they couldn't go,
No,
or they
no,
were
no.
going to go on the day of the
Yeah,
primary.
I'm not saying they don't take it serious. I'm just saying
You
me
sounded
personally.
like it.
No, I'm not. And let me backtrack. Anybody who didn't vote out there, I'm not saying you don't take it serious. I'm just saying I do. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying I do. You do too? Fine.
Okay,
Good.
thank you.
All right. So let's get it. What do you guys think? Postpone? Gun it? Cancel?
Well, the Republican Party of Guam has come out with a statement saying that, had not one vote been cast, what more over 2,000 votes have been cast, I think we need to ensure that every vote is counted. And I know early on, a couple of weeks ago, or even several weeks ago, that Senator Moylan had came out with a bill to cancel the primary election, in which the legislature didn't entertain it. So, they now we're here, and they're going to entertain a bill to cancel the primary election. The Guam Election Commission had come out many weeks ago saying that they got the protocols in place, they got the procedures in place, and we know that they do. And I think that we can go on with the primary election with the curbside voting that they've been doing this past couple of weeks. And I think we would have been able to get more of our people to vote had they kept the curbside voting open during this past week. So I think a lot of things have to be taken into consideration, and whatever the legislature comes out with, we're going to have to see how we're going to move forward from there. But I think because a vote already has been cast, that we need to move forward with the primary election.
Senator, just to be clear, do you mean move forward with the primary election like the day after tomorrow, or do you mean move forward and possibly postpone it?
We were also when the GEC came out with their letter calling for cancellation or even a postponement. We were looking at that as well. That but there's several dates that need to be moved along with that, and that's because of the CAVA, right? The ballots that go out.
Right.
So we need to make sure that if they do postpone the primary election, that they do move all dates that require deadlines for ballots to go out and things like that also be adjusted, so that we don't find ourselves going back into there to rush to make changes. But if that's what they're going to do, is to postpone, then they need to make all adjustments accordingly.
Sarah, where does the Democratic Party of Guam stand officially on the status of the primary election? Team cancel?
Straight out cancellation.
Straight out cancellation.
There is no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no way that our island is going to be safe enough for us to encourage. We have 54,000 registered voters. Of course, in the primary, maybe 30-40% of that number comes out. The primary, we have a very good batting average, I think, especially compared to the average U.S. state, because in our general, we have I think something like 60% of our registered voters do come out. So to encourage our people to come out to vote right now is not a good thing in our opinion. We encourage all of our people to stay home right now. Let's ride this out together. And if the legislature decides that the primary will not just be postponed, but canceled, then that's going to happen. Prayerfully, in the next few hours, a final decision will be made, and we'll be watchful as well as many others about this. And then we're going to move forward and plan for November 4th. But it's I'm sure it's very unnerving for the candidates, for people out there that are excited. And you said it too. You went out there and vote. I took my whole family, and I encourage people to go out and vote during the at GCIC for the early voting.
And now you just want to throw away those votes?
We are one of those 2,000. What is it? 2,283 or
2,200
that voted. Pardon?
Around 2,200.
Yeah. So we were part of that group who were very enthusiastic, excited to cast our vote. And I don't think that anything that the Election Commission has said, or the governor, or I don't know what the legislature would come out with today, I'm thinking they're going to go towards cancellation. The number one concern and the consideration has to be the health and safety of our people. I mean, if you don't got that, what do we have? And we've got to protect our people first and foremost. When you look at the makeup of the Election Commission, you have 3 Democrats, 3 Republicans, and an independent member. And those individuals, I'm sure, went through this, and they're thinking about their own staff. They're thinking about 300 people that they would have to staff the polls. And I don't think that they want, it's not that I don't think, I know they don't want to have that on their conscience, that they said, we're going to have a primary on Saturday or even next week. And someone gets ill from this. It's like they can't subject their people or our people, the voters, all of our voters, regardless of what your political affiliation is. So that's first and foremost. And I feel that love from Tony Atta, my longtime friend, that he understands that. We just need to find our way forward together.
You guys are saying totally different things, though. But Sarah, I want to go back, because the Democrat majority voted against canceling the primary. And with you representing the party and saying you want a total cancellation, we still have at least Senator Kelly is waiting on this AG's opinion. So how official was this stance with the party? Because, I mean, was there a central executive committee vote on this, or is it just you? That's your opinion?
The Central Executive Committee did meet, and everyone is encouraging that the legislature and we met last week. So the governor, we encouraged the governor and the legislature to make the right decision based on the data, based on the legal opinions. But for the leadership of talking about the officers of the Democratic Party, and when we gauged the concerns of the CEC, it was like, we have to find an alternative way, because trying to encourage people to come out this Saturday, August 29th, for a primary is not looking good. And a couple of weeks ago, when that was being entertained in the legislature, nobody would have thought that it would have gotten to this point, that it would have been a growing. I think every day people were thinking, okay, we hit a lot of numbers right now. Tomorrow will be better. This week will be better. We're getting there. People are beginning to understand the seriousness, are not going out. Well, that didn't happen. It did not happen. And the numbers continue to grow. And that's only those that are being tested. How about the many people that may not have been tested? And if they're they're actually exposed. And I think most people that are listening today, Chris and Sabrina and Tony, they have friends and family who have already been affected. So they've seen the suffering and they've seen what happens when people get sick and how scary it is. So I think that I understand that there were some actions that were taken a couple of weeks ago, and I understand that, and I hear that, and believe me, that was something that we constantly rolled around. But the bottom line is the here and now, today. What is the state of affairs? And do we believe, as of today, that we can, as leaders, say that Saturday is okay, or September 5th is okay, or September 12th is okay? And I will tell you right now, no, it is not okay to call our people out to vote right now.
Interesting, because we have senators on the Democratic side who think it is okay to call people out to vote. Maybe not this Saturday, but in a couple weeks. Tony, your response.
Yeah.
Like I said, whatever the legislature decides when they come down to that vote, we'll respect the vote of the legislature. However, that, like I said, a vote has been cast already on this primary election, and we need to ensure that all votes count. We need to go ahead and move forward with the primary on the 29th, or if they decide an alternate date, we can continue to move forward.
Yeah, I think the Guam Election Commission was looking at the September 12th as the postponement date, right, to have the next primary. But if the governor extends this lockdown
Right.
for 2 weeks, I mean, we're going to be in the same position we are right now.
Right.
But, I'm looking at this bill that they're going to be debating. And, yeah, it calls for canceling it. And there's just this one provision for mail-in votes, right, for the general election. And the GEC has to come up with these rules and regulations by September 20th. Like, they got to do all of this within a month
Yeah.
for the general election. There's nothing about money, funding, or anything in here. It's just like, oh, yeah, okay, we're going to cancel it, and then GC figured it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the mail-in ballot provision there. I think I'm not sure if her bill is in conformance with the standing rules of the legislature. The one subject bill matters. I'm not sure if that will be allowed, or they're going to do a notwithstanding the House rules provision once again. And
Yeah, it says it in here, notwithstanding any other provision of law,
Yeah.
rule, or regulation. Ay.
Aye. Exactly.
I is right.
Every day. So, ay.
What about
Every
legal?
day is a new day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you guys anticipate any legal challenges? Let's say someone cast a ballot in this election, like 2,200 people did.
I'm not sure. Perhaps someone may, have the lawsuit going on, a class action lawsuit. I really don't know. That's all. That's only to be seen if that would happen.
Absolutely. And it doesn't, I mean, whichever way it goes today, there's going to be people that are going to be unhappy. I'm sure there's people unhappy now. There's people that just want to get the elections over. And I get that. And I understand that. But, be that as it may, I pray that today, when the legislature convenes, that's their number one interest is what is the data telling us? What are these stats directing us to do? And what was really in the best interest of our people, and depoliticize all of this. And as you said, Chris, there are people at the legislature that may or may not agree with that. I get that. They're all independent, intelligent, critical thinkers. They're going to make their decision based on what they know and what they feel is right for them and for the constituents that they believe that they represent. And if they're part of the Democratic Party, but they don't. If they don't believe this, then that's something that they will deal with themselves and their voters. It's going to be interesting how things play out today.
Yeah.
I feel like the speaker and several of the other senators I've had the opportunity to talk to recently, and I believe all of those folks that are at the legislature right now, everybody's concerned. I just can't imagine that there would be someone on this island that doesn't see that this is a very serious situation. I think that where the what is it, where the conflict perhaps is why can't we just do it now and just take the safety measures, and then it's just too great, and it's just too great of a risk in my thinking. It's just too great of a risk to say, okay, everybody. And I when I went to vote like you did, I thought they were really, really good about social distancing, about sanitation, and about the election commission doing all the different things to help safeguard the voters that did come in. Did you feel pleased with how they dealt with the voters that came in office, Chris?
Yeah, we
Well,
did a whole
your
video on it.
experience?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so they were really good. And then they had the additional option of people not getting out of the car and being at the curbside. But when you're talking about thousands and thousands of people at one time, and people that are actually going out to the polls, and the reality is right
Sarah,
now,
let me just ask you this
even
though.
if
So,
we were
so
to say that,
right.
we don't have the number of poll staffers and
Right.
volunteers
Yeah.
right now.
But I'm
They
just
don't wanna
curious
do
because
it.
you said you went to go vote and you were satisfied with all the safety measures. So that being said, why don't you support at least a postponement of the primary?
Because I think that our situation is much more serious than it was a week or 2 weeks ago. And I'm just not that comfortable in moving forward with even putting it off to the 5th or the 12th. And it's just too many people as well. And I don't think that we're going to get enough of I think it's about 300 people that are needed to staff the polls. And right now, the word that we've got is that there are many people that don't even want to do it if it's a week or 2 weeks from now. So even if we wanted to do it, I think we'd have a very difficult time trying to convince people to come out and work. That's another problem that I think that we're facing, is getting people who will want to. And frankly, I feel a little uneasy having to try to convince people to go out there and work at the polls, knowing that there is that greater probability of exposure.
So, Tony, I just wanted to follow up to that. 1,100 confirmed positive cases, 9 deaths. The Republican Party, though, they still feel it's okay to go out there and vote on whether it's this Saturday or 2 weeks from now.
You know, Bree, every day in our life, right, we make decisions. And if an individual feels that, they don't feel safe out there to go and vote, then, they can stay home, or if they feel safe that they can go out there and vote, they can go and vote. But we need to keep that available to them. We need to ensure that their constitutional rights to vote is taken, and, that we take it seriously, and that we would do everything that we can to ensure their safety when they do come and vote. I know that there's an issue with precinct officials that, we may be short. We have the governor has the National Guard at her hands, that she can turn around and ensure that the voting is safe and effective and secure, that, she can utilize the National Guard to help with that situation should the need be. But we still need to continue with this primary election, one to either Saturday or at a date that the legislature determines.
All right. Well, I think that we've said all we can say on this for now. It's pretty clear where you guys stand, and it's interesting. and we'll watch the session. But definitely the Democrats cancel it altogether. The Republicans gun it on Saturday or postpone it and prep. Jay, what's our poll saying? Let's see what our poll is tracking. We're doing a poll, guys. If you want to go in and vote, Sarah and Tony. KUAM News poll. Is this on the Tweeter? It's on the Tweeter. Should this Saturday's primary election be canceled, be postponed, or proceed as scheduled? 56% say postpone it. 28% say proceed as scheduled. 16% say cancel.
Wow, very interesting.
Well, yeah, because
I-
people want to vote, Tony, because they're frustrated with with what's going on in the elected leadership. So that's why they want to vote. They want to go and vote because we're loaded guns right now. And, the only way for us to really call for accountability, because apparently our legislature can't, is to get in that ballot box and cast those votes and fill in those ovals. It's kind of a thing, guys. It's kind of a thing.
And then there are people who are like, I'm just trying to survive.
Right. Yeah, so
I'm not sure if I want to go out there and go vote because thinking about my kid and I want him to stay alive.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yes, I want to vote, but the same time I'm torn. Like, I don't want to go anywhere.
yeah. Yeah. No, there you go.
I don't either.
Yeah, Sarah, thanks. Tony, thank you guys.
Yeah,
So
you're welcome.
We
Have a
need to do
wonderful-
something else
Stay well
to
and
be able to
healthy.
cast a vote.
Yeah, stay healthy. Wash your hands, guys.
Okay.
And thanks for
See you
coming on
guys.
together. Okay, we'll see you. Keep us posted.
Bye.
Right on. 7:50. Let's just keep